Hey guys, Friends227 here in my new location. Now I'm at college. And I got my own dorm, got no roommate, so I don't have to worry about that, but neither here nor there. I'm here to give you a Pokemon retrospective. Now, as much Digimon nerd as I admit I am also a classic Pokemon fan. So I'm going to talk about the 6 Pokemon movies that I've seen. First off, I'm going to talk about, obviously, gotta start with Pokemon the first movie. And Pokemon the first movie, I've seen it a couple times, and this is one of the VHS tapes that I owned when I was a kid that I watched like 24/7. And after seeing the nostalgia review, I have to admit this movie does have one or two big problems. I do agree the message is hammered in, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that the Mewtwo erases their memories at the end. Obviously, spoiler alert. But all in all, I thought this. It wasn't the worst Pokemon movie. That we'll get to that later. It had some cool creative stuff, and I love the soundtrack to that movie. They go all out for the first 2 soundtracks for this and Pokemon 2000, which we'll get to. I own both soundtracks, and they got really good, beautiful songs for that. We got Christina Aguilera and what have you. But Mewtwo, I actually really liked Mewtwo in this movie. He was a really good, compelling villain. And it actually made me want to care about what happened next, and it kept me entertained as a kid and even as an adult. It kept me entertained. So 7 out of 10 for Pokemon the first movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Next up, it's Pokemon 2000, or Pokemon the movie 2000, depending on who you ask. Obviously, named after the year it came out, which was in 2000, obviously. And I actually thought this was a big improvement on the first movie because it was a big, awesome, grand movie. This is one of the better Japanese animated movies, adventure movies that I've seen, because it had just really great sense. You had to go from one island to one island to one island. You had to collect all the spheres. There were the legendary birds. There was that giant, awesome floating castle thing. I love that thing, and it just had such a grand scale and just an awesome sense of adventure. And again, really cool soundtrack. It has one of my favorite songs, which is Wonderland by Angela Villa. If you can track down that soundtrack, then find that song, because it's not on iTunes. And I thought it was a really cool movie. It has a couple problems. Like, for one thing, really dumb characters, really dumb character choices. There's one of the biggest mistakes I've seen in the film is when they go on this island and Misty's talking to this one girl. The girl doesn't know her name, and then 5 seconds later she says, "Oh, Misty," like she automatically knows her name. So I know it's minor, but it really drives me nuts every single time. But 7 out of 10 for 2000. I really liked it. I thought it was a definite huge improvement on the first one. Pokemon 3 is next, and I'm getting a call. Hello. Sorry about that. Anyway, talking about Pokemon 3. Now this one, when I saw this movie in theaters, they played a very scary, terrifying movie trailer before the movie. It was supposed to be for a family film, but it scared the living crap out of me. So I was so traumatized I couldn't properly enjoy the movie. But I recently rented it, and I rewatched it without the horrifying trailer so I could properly enjoy the film. And it was kind of mediocre. It had some interesting ideas about it, but it wasn't as compelling as the other Pokemon movies. Even some of the worst Pokemon movies were even a little compelling. Like, at least wanted to see what happened next. This one, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, this is happening, that's happening, and this is gonna A couple notes I had in the movie: the little girl Molly has a complex, and Entei is pussy whipped. That's all I'm gonna say. And it did have some creative moments. It did have some 1 or 2 emotionally resonant moments. I loved the scene where they have the underwater Pokemon battle. That was like the only thing I remembered about that movie before having rewatched it. But 5 out of 10 for that movie. A little forgettable. I can really say. Next one is Pokemon 4 or Pokemon Forever, whatever you want. And this was easily the worst Pokemon movie. Definitely, it was just Avatar with Pokemon, like environmental message shoved down your throats, even worse than the first movie. Time travel movie obviously does, though by definition can't make any sense. Really dumb minor stuff like Ash gets thrown off a thing, it's still okay. Someone steps on his hand and he faints. Doesn't make a lick of sense. Visual, it's just all about saving the forest, and it's like, you have to think of the forest, think of the environment. Only thing I liked about this movie is I got Scizor in there, and Scizor was one of my favorite Pokemon, so 3 out of 10 for that movie. Extremely, it just does not, it's just the worst Pokemon movie. And Mewtwo Returns, I should probably talk about that one. That's the only straight-to-DVD Pokemon movie I saw. That's another one I had a VHS copy of. And I also really watched this one lately because let me tell you something. DVD copies of this movie are extremely rare. I was on Amazon, and a DVD copy of this movie is $70. A new copy on Amazon. So when I found a DVD copy in my local video store downtown, I was like, you guys better appreciate this because this is really rare. And I rewatched it. I was surprised at how good this was. I was really impressed. I liked it when I was a kid, but I hadn't seen it in a while. So when I rewatched it, I was like, oh yeah, now I remember. And now I was just so impressed with it. And it was really powerful. It had some really existential in material. Like there's like the clone Pikachu's talking to the real Pikachu, says, yeah, you belong here, we can. It's crying, and I was like, oh man, dude. And that really good villain. I loved the villain, who not Giovanni, the secret Team Rocket agent, the blonde girl. She was cool. I liked her a lot. And that's really cool scene. She's like hanging by her feet out the, like completely like horizontally out, hanging by her feet out the Team Rocket Meowth balloon. And yeah, some really cool stuff. I love the scene at the end where like Mewtwo says, I'm going to erase your memories now. Meowth says, you can't do that! And they make this huge big argument about why they should remember the events of the film. I guess that scene was put in there because people had complaints about the first movie. But 8 out of 10 for that one. I actually really enjoyed it a lot. The last Pokemon movie I'm going to talk about is the last Pokemon movie that got a theatrical release. Pokemon Heroes. And this is a genuinely, really top-of-the-line good movie. And I know it's a Pokemon movie. You're probably thinking, how good could it possibly be? But I really enjoyed it a lot. It was one of the best Japanese animation movies I've seen out there. I don't watch a lot of Hayao Miyazaki, so I'm sure his stuff is gonna blow us out of the water. But I just haven't seen it yet. I want to see Nausicaa, for the record. But this one was very, very creative, very compelling, very emotionally resonant. It's like all the strengths of all the Pokemon movies all put into one blender, and little to none of the weaknesses. Like, it has some really cool stuff about it. Latios and Latias, really cool. They didn't cop out in the ending. They actually killed off a character. And I love the twist/ambiguous ending. Like, I won't spoil it. You guys see the movie. I loved the ending to that movie. It was just such a great, awesome ending. Yeah, had some really good character stuff. It was visually stunning. The villains were great. It had some awesome action sequences. It's just a really fun, great, cool movie. So 8 out of 10 for that one. It's definitely one you should absolutely see. And those are the Pokemon movies, all the ones I've seen, all. And I'm sure I've heard there are other good ones. I've heard Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. It has a 7.0 on IMDb, so it must be. I'm sure it's really good, but I don't know if I'll see it or not. And Pokemon, I do like the show. I do like the movies. I think it's interesting. I know I'm doing my Digimon live action Digimon screenplay. I'm sure everyone's gonna say, "Oh, why shouldn't Pokemon get a live action movie?" And to that I say, you know what? You're right. There's no reason why Pokemon shouldn't come back in live action. And well, who knows? Maybe I'll have to do that. So, Team Pikachu and Prince 227 out.